The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Jess De Los Santos. Metro Manila is now at high risk for COVID-19. That's from the severe category a week ago. This was confirmed by Octa Research member Guido David. David said the downgrade came as a result of the drop in all COVID risk indicators, including the 7-day averages, 1-week ADAR, and the healthcare utilization rate. David adds that it's even possible to see NCR to be at moderate risk next week. Now, children aged 5 to 11 years old can receive their COVID-19 jabs starting February 4. The Health Department announced that minors in this age group will receive a special formulation of the Pfizer vaccine. This will not be the same formula that's being used to vaccinate adults and those aged 12 to 17. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere urges parents to sign their kids up for vaccination immediately.
Bagamat lumalabas na less severe ang COVID-19 cases sa pediatric age, maaari pa rin po silang tamaan ng COVID-19 na maaring magresulta sa hospitalization or admission sa intensive care units. Para po sa mga kabataang may karamdaman or comorbidities, mas mataas ng 1.8 na times ang risk na sila ay tamaan ng malubhang COVID-19 na maaring mga ilangan ng intensive care. Habang 2.8 times naman na kinakakita ang maaring maging sanhi ng pagkamatay sa COVID-19.
Now, have you ever wondered when the COVID-19 pandemic would end? UC San Francisco's Bob Watcher provides an outlook of possible outcomes in this Bloomberg Quick Take.
The facts on the ground, I think, do point to a period after this surge ends of relative benignness. The likeliest outcome by far, I'd say, 10 to 1, is that by mid-February, most parts of certainly the US and I think probably the world, will be in an environment where there's still virus around. It's at a relatively low level. Most people will have a level of immunity, so if they get it, they won't get that sick. There'll be increasing availability of both tests and Paxlovid or monoclonals or something to rescue, I don't like the word rescue, but to decrease the probability of a bad outcome if you do get it. And when you look all of that squarely in the eye, you say that is a world that feels fundamentally different than the world of the last 2 years. It's not a world where you say it's over, but a world where you say it doesn't need to be page 1 of the newspaper anymore. And it does not need to dominate everybody's life in terms of their decision making. Counting on the spring being good is a perfectly reasonable bet. What you can say about the fall and the winter is anybody's bet. We've all been so wrong so many times because 2 big things could change. One is that a new variant comes out and is worse. And the second is part of the reason the spring will be good is all of the people who didn't get vaccinated are getting their immunity the old-fashioned way. And we just have no idea how strong that's going to be and how long that's going to last. If it lasts for a year or 2, then we'll be fine. If it lasts for 3 months and then they become vulnerable again, in the US, then you have 40% of the people who think they're still immune, who now are vulnerable to a virus that's still in our environment. So that's why everybody is, reluctant to make anything resembling a long-term prediction, because you just never know.
COMELEC spokesman James Jimenez denies rumors that he was sacked by the commission. Jimenez explained that there is no vacancy at COMELEC right now and that as a civil service official, he cannot be fired from his position just like that. Although he admitted that the poll body is establishing a regional network of spokespersons in preparation for the 2022 elections.
we are training regional spokespersons coming from the COMELEC ranks. We've already deployed these regional spokespersons for the mock elections, and you will see an increasing role for them as the days go by.
The Energy Department clarifies that the country's power supply is not depleting. This amid warnings from the NGCP of rotational power interruptions in the Luzon grid this dry season. DOE spokesperson Andre De Jesus says potential red or yellow alerts pertain to issues in reserve power. He says the agency is now conducting a grid operating and maintenance program, or GOMP. That's to assure that such issues will not affect the peak season and the upcoming elections. Stakeholders are asked to comply and to disclose their plans for generator maintenance adjustments during the peak season. De Jesus also notes that there is no foreseen yellow alert in the Mindanao grid.
Considering po na election year po ang 2022, ang ating paghihikayat sa ating mga power sector stakeholders na wag po tayo mag-conduct ng tinatawag na preventive maintenance procedures or programs during the peak months or the peak periods. So we're talking about, ma'am, April to June, no? So with that po, we could be assured na hindi po tayo magkakaproblema sa elections. And as a matter of fact, DJ Chacha, worst case, ito pong mga alert warnings po natin ay mas maano po to after the election period, and we're talking about the weeks of May 16 and May 23.
The NBI arrested 3 individuals found selling half a kilo of shabu in Dasmariñas, Cavite. The irony is the alleged mastermind is an official of a party-list candidate claiming to be against drugs. Marlene Alcaide with the report.
The NBI Task Force Against Illegal Drugs surrounded this car during a bypass operation in Dasmariñas City, Cavite on Monday. Authorities arrested 3 individuals for selling half a kilo of high-grade shabu with a street value of 1 million pesos. The NBI identified the alleged mastermind as Jerkdi Abdul Karim. He is a regional director of a running party list group called People's Volunteers Against Illegal Drugs.
He's a regional director of PIBAID, listed as one of the party lists running in this election. Siya yung nag-order kung saan dadalhin, siya yung nagko-command, no? Dun sa group kung saan mag-meet, kung saan dadalhin yung drugs, kung how much.
Among those arrested is a minor who acted as the courier.
They're into drug business, so that means they co-conspirator. They're part of a group, no? So may network to kasi, they have a network that supply or distribute illegal drugs.
Abdul Karim admitted that he is an official of a party list that fights illegal drugs, but he clarifies that his party list has nothing to do with the drug business. He also denied knowing the minor who couriered the drugs.
Doon ko lang nakilala to.
Pero sir, kasi nag-order daw sila ng drugs sa inyo.
Hindi ganun.
Ginagamit niyo ba yung grupo para makabenta ng droga?
Hindi po.
But the NBI believes Abdul Karim's group has been selling illegal drugs in Cavite and Metro Manila for years. They are now trying to locate the group's source.
What's scary about this case is these people who's parang using yung position nila, no, para mawala yung attention sa kanila. No? When these people get elected, or they become more powerful, they become more influential, they're more connected, and it's more difficult for us, no, law enforcement agencies, to catch these people.
A nominee of the People's Volunteers Against Illegal Drugs was shocked upon learning about the arrest of one of their officials. The nominee said they will not tolerate the wrongdoings of any of their officials.
Wala akong alam sa ginagawa niya. Kami mismo ang gagawa ng hakbang para mawala sa record namin yung ganyang klase ng tao. We do not tolerate any illegal acts in our organization.
Bonifacio says the party list will conduct an internal investigation into the matter and that they will cooperate with the NBI's probe. The 3 suspects were charged for violating the Dangerous Drugs Act. 2 will remain in jail while the minor has been brought to the DSWD. For News 5, Marlene Alcaide, we are One News.
Here's a quick look at some of today's headlines. Billionaire and former Senator Manny Villar gets the broadcast frequencies formerly held by ABS-CBN. The COMELEC eyes to have 2 formats for the presidential debates. One will be done with a single moderator, while the other is a town hall debate. And new research shows that the Omicron sticks longer on skin and plastic surfaces compared to other variants. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 10:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Jess De Los Santos. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe. Philippines, we are One News.